No, that's absolutely right. There is a distinction to be made between groundwater and surface water. So you can look, for example, the Nile. 84% of the water in the Nile comes from rainfall on the Ethiopian highlands. 84% of the water in the Nile. If you want to control the water in the Nile, you have to occupy physically the capture basin, the watershed for the Nile. Right? Groundwater, if you are the state of Qatar, there isn't any surface water to be talked about. If you sit on top of the land, you have access to the groundwater. And if the aquifer doesn't extend under a border over into somebody else's territory, somebody else could also be pumping it at the same time you are, then you have physical control of the groundwater resource. But groundwater and surface water are often linked. The one may replenish the other. There may be physical places along a flowing river that is more advantageous to occupy in terms of controlling the watershed. So Tibet is at the headwaters of, a friend of mine says, you look at a map of the world, every river on earth flows out of Tibet, which is almost true, that 10 major rivers flowing out of the Tibetan plateau. But the contribution of the Tibetan portion of the river is very different from the Indus to the Mekong. The Yellow and Yangtze are entirely within China. So even in terms of surface water, there are upstream, downstream dynamics that make the possibility of controlling that resource more feasible, but it depends on the watershed. In monsoon river basins, like the Mekong, most of the water in the Mekong is falling precipitation downstream of China. Okay? But because of the lean season, wet season, and that fragility of the water supply, that volatility that I was talking about earlier, even having access, the possibility to control a little bit of flow during the dry season by building dams on the Mekong, withholding water behind reservoirs, if that's China's intention, gives them, even though it's a fraction of the total annual flow, gives them, politically speaking, in the management sense, significant control over the resource. So not only am I making a distinction between surface water and groundwater, I'm making a distinction between basins about the importance of spatial occupation, geographical control of an area in relation to the watershed.